Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Yay. Thank you, Doc. It's Friday. Yay.
Happy TDIF, everybody.
Whoop, whoop. I'm so excited. It's Friday. It's our favorite day of the week. We've off to a great start to a new year, and we've got a really fun project. I can't wait to share it with you. Hi, everybody. If you don't know who we are, I am Patty Quinn, and I'm here with the amazing, gorgeous, and talented Hillary Buholz.
Hey, everybody.
And we are the co-founders of Wehearthounds, and we just love getting together every Friday and do things that inspire us for our love of pups. So crafts and recipes, and we've been interviewing dog loving companies in the middle of the week as well, and like we're just embracing all that is in the dog world and loving how to bringing it to you, and hope that you enjoy it as well. Share, sprinkle the love. We'd love to get more eyes and dog love and hearts in our audience. That would really help us out a lot. So today we are going to be doing something that's just so adorable, and you're going to love it because it's going to be modeling off of your very own pup. It's a Yappy New Year wreath. So that's what we're calling it. I'm going to click the tabs in case anybody comments in. So we're going to start with, basically, there are, depending on the colors of your dog, there are going to be a number of supplies needed. So we're going to start with like a 14-inch rounded foam wreath. Some of them are squared edges, and you want to get the ones that are round.
Yep. And
then you're going to need an empty paper towel holder, kind of this tube, some scissors, some hot glue, some felt.
We do need that too.
Here's the felt, some pleather. It's Friday. I'm so glad it's Friday. Some brown pleather or fabric or something like that. Just a long piece of brown fabric. We're using kind of both vinyl leather, fake leather. You're going to need some colors of yarn in your dog's colors, and I'm doing mine in honor of our beagles, Daisy and Clover. So I've got the typical brown, cream, and black colors. If I did it for Ginger, I just need the one brown color.
And I'm doing mine kind of like a Lulu. So I've got a lighter brown and a white or in a cream. But then I think it helps to kind of just add in another little bit of color. So I've got a little darker brown there as well.
That's cute. Yeah, and then you'll need, this is 5.5 inches tall. This is burlap ribbon. And so we've got this in a creamy white color. You can use any color of burlap ribbon you'd like. I just think that this kind of ties in with kind of the farmhouse and rustic, warm, cozy feel that we're going to create with our wreath.
And those are available. That particular 5.5 inch is available at Walmart for sure, but probably any other craft store as well. But I know they have them in kind of the wreath section, that kind of floral area of Walmart. They'll have that burlap.
I think I've seen it at Hobby Lobby. You can get it on Amazon. But it's not a typical color. But if you find it, it's a great one to have on hand if you do crafts, because you can use it any season.
Use it all.
Yeah.
For all kinds of things.
So, and then hot glue and pins, you can kind of do both, or you could just pick one. If you don't want to use glue at all, you could probably get away with that as well. We're going to do a little bit of a mix of stick pins and hot glue, but that's pretty much it in terms of supplies. I'll get that out of my way. So the first thing you're going to want to do is, with your wreath, is to kind of, we're going to create a frame to kind of create the base of the wreath. And you're going to take your scissors with your paper tube, and you're just going to cut, I don't know, 1/2 inch on the end there, and then line it up on the other end and do another 1/2 inch cut there, so that they're lined up exactly on, and I kind of call it the top of the tube. This is now the top of the tube. And then you're going to want to peel back or push back the two little tabs, I guess we could call them. You're kind of making little ears, little cat ears with these on both ends. So we've got it on both ends. And then if you'd like, I'm not going to do that because I'll repurpose this wreath for something else. You don't have to use glue here, but put hot glue on both of these tabs on both sides. So all 4 tabs. And then you're going to wedge your paper tube in place. So you're going to start in the middle where it's widest, and then you're going to want to work your way up.
Yep.
So that you're wedging that tube really nice and snug in place. And if you want to glue it now instead of adding glue first, that's fine too. Whatever works. And if you want to add more glue to secure it in place, you can do that.
And I actually used pins here. And my paper towel roll was a little bit longer, so I had to trim my paper towel roll down. So you may have to adjust a little bit just to try to get that to fit as you'd like. But either glue, or you can just use a couple stick pins on those little tabs that you put up, and just do like 2 stick pins in one on each side, and that'll secure it, because we're also going to be securing it along with yarn as well. So.
Yep, exactly. Or honestly, you could leave it as is, because we're going to be wrapping yarn and that will secure it in place. So we're giving you lots of options to get this, trying to make it as easy as possible. But this is the frame that we're going to start with. And then we're going to take our string or yarn. And let me get here we go. Let me get a little strand, a long enough strand here started. And then basically, so since I'm making a beagle, I'm going to start in the center with my cream, the kind of the cream A shape that's in the middle on a dog's face. If you have a 1-colored pup, you can start anywhere and start wrapping. It doesn't matter. But basically what I'm doing is I'm going to start in the center. And I'm just tying a knot, real simple knot, to get it started. So couldn't be easier than that. And then you're going to just basically start wrapping your yarn around again and again. I should probably take the little label off. There we go. So you're going to wrap it around and through there, wrap it around and through. And you're just going to keep going until you have enough wrapped around that's kind of creating that space, that A kind of shape. And to help you when you're done, really give it that kind of pointy top, kind of give it a little bit more of an A shape on top. Let's just pretend that I have a whole bunch of yarn kind of wrapped around here on the back. So it'll be on the front right now so I can show you. You're just going to take another extra piece of yarn and you're just going to tie all of those white strands together. And then that'll kind of give you, it's not going to be a perfect point at the top,
right?
But that will kind of snug
it kind
those.
Of pulls in that top portion so that it gives you the triangle shape that you're looking for.
Just a little bit, right? I mean, and you don't have to tie it real tight, but just kind of snug in those strands together, and it'll be on the back so it doesn't get shown, you don't see it on the front. But that really makes it easier to kind of get that A shape, because as you're going, the yarns will want to kind of spread out, and so this will help with that. And then
I do have a couple suggestions on the yarns. Kind of the thicker the better, because we are obviously using this for the main body of the wreath. So there's a fair amount to cover, and you may have to kind of go over a few times just to get it to really kind of cover. Right. But I found that these kind of nubby yarns are easier to work with because they kind of hold together a little bit easier. So if you can find something that's kind of nubby like this, but anything that you see, and even if it's not nubby, kind of the thicker the better, just because it'll make it easier, not quite as many wraps that you're going to have around.
So I have to wrap it. And what I love about that, and I wish one of my yarns was kind of that nubby color. One of my colors was nubby, but the white and the black that I have is more of this thin standard kind of knitting yarn. What I love about the overall look with that nubby yarn, it gives you that warm, cozy, doggy kind of like fur feel, which is really kind of fun. And if you want to really go all out, there are some beautiful, expensive knitting yarns that are really fuzzy looking, really furry looking. And oh my gosh, I think this wreath in those yarns would just be,
I think it would be adorable.
gorgeous. Yeah, really pretty. So let me show you, if you are doing the beagle or a hound kind of look, which is what we're doing, I'll show you again. So let's pretend this A is all filled in. Then basically what you're going to do is do the same thing with the next color, which is brown, and you're just going to tie a knot to the next, to both sides, or just start on one side and work your way back and forth. And then you're just going to wrap that around.
Yep.
And then you're going to keep, here, I'll just do that once. You go through and then back up again, right? And then you're just going to fill all of this in with brown, and then you can kind of come back over if you want, and then fill in the other side with brown. But basically you want to have brown, white, brown with a little A white shape in the middle.
Yeah.
And then we'll move on to the base. Yeah.
And as you're kind of doing these edges where it's going around the curve, you're going to probably want to put some stick pins in to hold the yarns up, because they'll start to want to just kind of slide down as you're, you're filling it in.
Yeah. So you can either hot glue them in place right as you're getting to this curve. You can either hot glue them in place, or I just use some stick pins, so you can kind of see the head of the pin there. I've got them tucked in all over the place, but that'll help keep your yarn from sliding down, and it'll help you so that you can continue to fill it in. And then you can keep going with the color, or you can stop, or you can add new colors, or whatever you like to do. So, and really look at your own dog for inspiration. Like look and see where their coloring, their markings are, and kind of use that as a guide. One trick, or one tip, I guess I would say, is don't get so busy. Like, don't have lots of little sections of color. Like, unless your dog has got freckles and stuff that you want to emulate, I think the larger sections of color make it look less busy. And I think it'll be easier to do. But you can see, you just follow through with the same wrapping technique across the base. And Hilary's is lots more nubby. Like, here's my nubby yarn, but to give it a nubby effect, I kind of went back over and over and over again with my thinner yarn. But I love Hilary's because it's got that real warm, cozy feel to it. So this is where you're at when you're finished with the shape. But can you kind of start to see the beagle face come to life? This is going to be fun. So this is where the personality comes in, which is going to be really fun. So here's my felt that I called leather earlier, or I guess I called my leather felt. So you're just going to need a little black felt, and you're going to cut out, and I just used a scrap that I already had on hand. You're going to cut out a heart, kind of round it at the bottom. And then, did you lose your heart?
I did. It's down here. I was like, I know I have one. Where's my nose?
This will be our little doggy nose. And we're going to glue it. It'll be upside down, and we're going to glue it. I'll just hold this up right now. So kind of in place there, in that white spot area. Oh, yours is so cute. It's so small and adorable. I've got this huge honker of a nose. I love that we can do different things, right? Yeah. This is so fun. So yeah, mine is probably closer to maybe 3 inches in size. Hillary, I'm guessing yours is what, 1.5 inches to 2 inches?
1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches. Yeah.
Yeah. So just putting some hot glue on there.
Mine started larger, and then the shape wasn't quite right, so it got smaller and smaller as I.
Well, that's because you're a perfectionist, right? You want everything to be just so. Your stuff always looks gorgeous. All right, and I'm just kind of moving that yarn to get that kind of point on there. Oh my gosh, I love your nose. That is so cute. Mine is really, oh, these are so fun. I love, like, we've added one embellishment and already I'm like gaga for this thing. This is hysterical. Okay.
It's so fun to see their little personalities come on with just the slightest little, like, whatever it is. And you're like, oh, It's a puppy.
I love this. All right. And it's just going to get better from here. This is what I love about it. Okay. So now that we have our nose, we're going to take our pleather and cut out 2 long dog-shaped ears. Just kind of like teardrop shapes, rounded at the bottom. And then I think the trick for this, because when I first started, I made mine really fat, right? Because I was thinking the wreath is round and I wanted to fill it out. And you really want more of an elongated shape so that you're not going to cover. And it just looked, what's the word I want to say? Like it was too overpowering, I guess, is what I was trying to say. They just take over. And so in order to keep them nice and proportional, you just want to make them a little longer and skinnier than maybe you might think. And then I am just gonna
see. And I think another good rule of thumb is you're gonna want them, not too much longer than that end of where your paper towel roll went. So you don't want them to go over the whole length of the wreath. So you want them just about halfway, or a little bit more than halfway. So.
Right, exactly. So you can see some of my pins here in the back. I'm just gonna pin, and again, you can use hot glue if you want. I'm just taking these sewing pins. You can see they even have like this large little topper on them, so they're easy to see, but nobody's gonna see these because it'll be in the back. And I'm just sticking a couple pins in there. So there's one. And then I'm going to do the same for the other side. Oh my gosh, these are so cute. Sorry, this doesn't take much. You show me anything dog related and I go gaga. My mom got me this shirt. Don't you just love it?
I love it. It's adorable.
Little beagles on it. I'm super excited. I love it. It's got beagles and bones all over it. So she knows. She knows how to get to my heart. All right.
I do recommend the pins work really nicely, partly because of what I'm doing right now, which is taking them back out and moving the ear over a little bit. So you have a little bit of...
Yeah, you can play with it that way. You can make sure that the ears are the same length, You can put them in the right position. I feel like these are actually, I feel like they're too far back. Let's see them a little more. So yeah, it's nice to be able to use pins. Okay, I gotta adjust this one. This is so cool.
And you can play around with it to try to get it just how you want.
All right. Okay, now I'm playing with this one again. It's it's a little too far down this time. So yeah, obviously pins are our friends with this.
Yep, my ears. Got one ear that's not right. One of them needs to come up a little. So.
There we go. But these are just so cute. I've got my little ears popping out over here. There's Ginger.
Oh.
All right. So I could play with this all day. Get this just right. But basically you want these just adorable little floofy long ears to hang down the front. There you go. Yeah. That's so cute. And again, like think about what your dog, what coloring they have and kind of match that and have that be your inspiration. And then we're almost done, but we have a little bit of an embellishment we want to do. And that's going to be using this burlap ribbon. And basically you want to just take a chunk, and I literally, like, this isn't even cut straight. I just had a scrap piece that's about 12 inches long.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to want to fold it so that the ends are underneath and they kind of meet underneath. And we're going to make a bow. And then you just scrunch, take your fingers and you kind of pinch. Let me see. I'm trying to show you and do it. I should probably see what I'm doing so I can. So you just kind of pinch the middle down. So isn't that the easiest little bow? So again, you're just folding it so that the ends are in the back, and then you're pinching. I want to say the height, not the width. Like you pinch down the center, and you get these nice little folds. And then you can use a zip tie. I've got a twist tie. Hillary, I think you used.
Yeah, I just used a little piece of my yarn. So I had just a little chunky yarn and tied it in a little knot here on the back. So
and I don't know if you can see, I've got my little twist tie there. So there you go. We've got a really simple bow. That couldn't be any easier. And then we're gonna glue this little bow down, or you can pin it. Maybe I'll pin it, I'm not sure. And I'll just pin mine in place. Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
And I've glued mine. You're gonna want, because it's gluing to that yarn, you're gonna want to be pretty liberal with the amount of glue that you're using.
Yeah. And be careful not to burn your fingers. That burlap has got, is really porous.
Yep.
So just watch your tips. Oh, that's so cute. I love it. And we put our white bow on a color so that it doesn't blend in. If you have a white dog, that's fine. You can even use a different color burlap ribbon so that the ribbon stands out a little bit better for a white pup. But just a little design tip there. And then to top it all off, to finish our bow and kind of where we tied the zip tie or the extra yarn, we're just going to use a little wooden button. And we'll just glue that on. And there we have it. That should be it. And you could use a little felt flower or, a little bling if you wanted, make it rustic chic, so anything you'd like to embellish your bow with. But we thought a nice little wood button would do the trick.
It kind of goes with the types of yarns that we're using and those kind of hound dog colors and stuff like that. So you can.
Isn't this just the cutest thing ever? I love it. I think this is so awesome. I have never seen a wreath that looks like a pup, and that was our mission, was to try and come up with a wreath that looks like your favorite furry best friend. And I think we've done it. What do you think? I think this is a perfect way to ring in the new year. So precious, so adorable. So I hope we inspired you to go out, get a wreath form, use up some paper towels so you can use that little empty tube and some yarn in your favorite fur friends colors, and then just go to town, right? Like this is so quick, so easy, a lot of fun. And you could do one in every one of your pup's colors. These would make great housewarming gifts or neighbor gifts for a friend or, another pet lover that you have. I just think these would be just adorable to have.
They are so cute.
And you can hang them all year round. Like they could start on the new year, but you can hang them anywhere and keep them up all year round. I think they're just really precious. So thanks so much for being with us today. Happy 2021. All of you mean so very much to us. We appreciate each and every one of you. If you make this wreath, share pictures. We would love to see them. I just would love to see all the different ones that everybody creates. And we hope to see you back next Friday for our next Dog Loving.
And if you're looking for any other ideas or crafts, we got all kinds of different wreaths. We have a huge long playlist with wreaths and recipes and all kinds of dog decor and just fun crafts. And there's kid crafts in there as well. So check it out. Share it with some people that you think would enjoy these, and let us know how you like them, or let us know how yours turn out. It really does help us out a ton. So thanks, everybody.
Thanks so much, everybody. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.